delicious.
A lot of us think of bread as a comfort food, and May Hagenstad is the weekend baker from Fargo. She's here to share some bread making tips, but also more about her delicious business. Welcome, May.
Thank you. I'm
So you brought
happy
us
to be here.
some dough to help us shape. I've got to ask us a few questions I have with dough making.
Sure.
What is the secret? You know, I did come from Montana, so I believe we had to kind of add a little bit more flour. But is there any secret tips when it comes to making bread here in North Dakota or Minnesota?
Temperature, I think, is very important. My house has to be about 70 to 72 degrees.
Oh, that's not a bad temperature to be at.
Yeah.
So I just have a few questions because for me, it always, challenges. Is it good to put it in a Dutch oven, or is it good to just put it in just a
when you're having it rise.
Yes.
Those are some questions I always have.
I'm a novice bread baker too, so you just share anything you got.
So I started off with small quantities. So I did use Dutch oven. Cast iron lodge is the best way. High temperature, 450 degrees.
And now one of the reasons, in case you're wondering, we jumped right into her shaping the bread because the process of shaping the bread takes about as long as our entire segment. So we wanted to kind of have her show the different techniques she does, and there's so many things that we can ask as well. But I'm curious, so you had kind of started out yourself. You've been able to turn this hobby into a business of sorts. How did that process look?
So one day I was making this bread, and I wanted to score, and so I made this.
Oh, how did you do that?
That is so cool.
How did you get the heart in there?
So you take the dough and you score it with a blade.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
But I'm sure it's a technique that you have perfected.
Yes.
And I can see too on a few different breads you have some different shapes. Even this one's got kind of the hot cross buns type shape. You've got like a little bit of a zigzag, and I think that adds so much character to the different breads. And so how do you typically sell your breads?
So I sell from my home, and then I also sell from the Masonic Craft Fair. Yes.
And it's interesting, sometimes when people think about breads, they think about savory. There are sweet flavors as well, but kind of tell us, of the ones on the table, I know this one looks like it has olives in it. What kinds of things did you make?
So I have olives, and I have cranberry walnut. I have chocolate chip here.
That's the one I'm smelling.
Look, one over here looks like it is a cheese one. Which one do you find to be like your favorite bread to make?
This is cheddar. I love them all.
Oh, me too.
I might steal this one if that's okay. I love cheese ones.
Yes, absolutely.
That's
So when it comes to you being in the kitchen, is there a certain memory that of why you loved it there? Did you cook with your mom, or when did you start to learn your love of baking?
It was out of necessity because I wanted breads that I love. So here in Fargo, there are places you can buy, but I just like to do it on my own.
Yeah,
and then you
that's
get
great.
such a
Do you
cool variety.
Ever get orders online, or how is it that people can order?
Yes, so they can go on my website or my Facebook page. I bake only on the weekends.
Hence the weekend baker.
Yes.
That's pretty neat. I like that name.
That's fantastic. And I think it's so fun too that, you learned how to do the breads, but you've kind of expanded too. I mean, if you guys can see this, we have just a pile of huge, amazing looking cookies in front of us, which it's a miracle if those aren't gone by the end of this segment.
Oh. Yes.
But I mean, so you've
not
kind of
only
expanded into cookies too?
You have chocolate and vanilla. Is that what?
So this is the triple chocolate chip sourdough cookies.
Wow.
They're very popular.
Sourdough.
Yes.
Yeah. Interesting.
And this is the sourdough snickerdoodle.
See, sourdough makes sense with that. I've never thought about chocolate, but I can see how that would work.
Yes, it's absolutely delicious.
That's so fantastic. May, thank you for joining us. And I know you guys can't tell at home because you can't smell through the TV, and I wish you could, but this is like the best the studio has ever smelled. It is unbelievable in here.
We've been pretty sweet today, from, the Girl Scouts that came here with their cookies.
My gosh.
Now we have your cookies.
And the breads, just the smell of you guys, fresh baked bread. Is there honestly anything better?
No, there's not.
I don't think so. Thanks so much, May, and stay with us. Coming up next, homemade candles from a small town in Minnesota.
All right.